coming to town. Well, you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm a-telling you why.
Welcome back and Merry Christmas. That jingle came from our next guest, a legend in the music world, and his new Christmas album, Christmas Memories, remixed and remastered, full of the classics that we all love, but with a unique spin and a mesmerizing twang. And we're lucky to have the man himself joining us this morning. Let's welcome singer-songwriter Don McLean. Sir, Merry Christmas to you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I've been getting a very nice, warm reception about this album and done a number of really good interviews, and I'm happy to be with you.
Well, we thank you for joining us, Don. There are several songs that you recorded years ago, but they didn't quite stand out until you put a little Christmas magic on them. Talk to us about what went into making this album.
Well, there's a company that put this album out that are putting out 15 more of my records that I own that span back like 30 years. And every time I would get around to Christmas, I would play a couple of the tracks and say, you know, I really don't like certain things on here. And I now have the ability to call my producer, Mike Sievers in Nashville, because he has everything on digital. And I said, can we pull Winter Wonderland out and maybe get an upright bass player to come in and change that part and then remix it? I just love to hear it done right. So he did it. When I got it back, it was like going from black and white to Technicolor.
Wow.
And so I did 3 or 4 more that have really been bugging me, you know? And yeah, and it was a really lovely, wonderful thing. I said, you know, we should put this out because we think people do this all the time. Nothing's, you know, static. And so we did 12 of them, and it turned out to be this. And boy, I'll tell you, I'm really very happy with it.
Well, I think that they sound great. You've had a connection with music for almost your whole life. Talk to us about the significance of this album for you, especially today. There's just something about listening, you know, to Christmas songs leading up to Christmas, and then today as we celebrate it. It brings a smile to your face, and I also think it brings back memories of when we heard those songs or when we were kids or being with family.
Well, the way I go about this is I really love these songs, and they must be sung with a certain amount of reverence. I mean, this is basically a Christian holiday. It has to do with Christ, and it's a solemn time, and at the same time, it's a Santa Claus and presents and all that stuff. But I remember growing up and having it be more serious. So I chose to sing these songs in the way they were intended, rather than, you know, like people throw them off now as sort of a joke, but they're not a joke.
No, you're right. They are not. Do you have a favorite Christmas song on your album or maybe somewhere else?
I love White Christmas. That's always been one of my favorite songs, and I love the way it turned out. My arranger, Tony Migliori, who's been with me for 40 years, did all these beautiful string arrangements, and I did the basic arrangements as well as the vocal, background vocal arrangements. I really love doing that. And we had the Jordanaires and 3 other ladies. We had 7 people doing those.
Wow. That's unbelievable. You mentioned growing up, Christmas was a little bit more serious, right? It focused on Jesus being born and less on Santa Claus. Do you have any Christmas traditions that you and your family do?
Well, I spend a lot of time in California now. That's a whole different approach to Christmas. But right now, my house is decked out pretty good with three different Christmas trees and lots of stuff going on.
That's great. I love Christmas trees. I think